Welcome back. Potter and Potter Auctions will lift the veil on the mysterious world of fraternal organizations with their auction. It's called Belonging: Secrets, Goats, and Signs, the Art of American Fraternal Societies. This is happening on Wednesday, and the auction features rare artifacts from the Oddfellows, the Freemasons, and a bunch of other groups. And these have to do with like rituals, even prank devices, which I got all kinds of questions, but it's a first of its kind auction. And joining us now to talk about it is Aaron Packer, Director and Specialist of Fine and Outsider Art at Potter and Potter. Aaron, thank you for joining us, sir.
Well, thank you. I need to correct something, though. The auction is Thursday.
Oh, it's Thursday.
Thursday, October 9th.
Thursday, October 9th. I apologize,
10
Aaron.
a.m.
Okay.
So that's the big main thing.
All right, I see a bunch of stuff hanging behind you. Is that for this particular auction?
Absolutely.
Okay, run us through what the objects are, and I actually might need a little like Cliff Notes version of what these fraternal organizations do. I mean, I know they're charity work, but like behind the scenes with the rituals and the pranks.
Yeah, so it'll take a few minutes to say exactly what it is, but from, you know, for centuries, the Masons have been around in Europe and certainly here. And then the United States, probably, you know, some of the best and most unusual objects and things from like 1850 to 1930, you know, the majority of this collection is from that time, from America, all sorts of unusual objects which you're going through. Many of the things behind me are banners for parades, and like there's a little bit, you can see a little bit of a group photo of all the different members that were, you know, part of either the Masons or the Oddfellows or the Knights of Pythias, or the Elks or the Shriners. So we're actually all more familiar with fraternal societies than we realize, especially if you go in small towns. And of course in Chicago, you know, we've got Medina Temple. I mean, that's a Masonic organization at some point or another. And, you know, so many small towns like, you know, in Des Moines and smaller in Three Oaks, Michigan, something like that. There's plenty of Oddfellow buildings. If you look at the top of the building, you'll often see 3 chains, you know, 3 chain links, which means sort of like a community, you know, people bonding together.
Okay,
so it's pretty exciting. So
secrets. So I'm sure there are some things that these organizations don't want to be unveiled to the public. Are we going to get a look behind the curtain with your auction?
Yeah, we'll certainly get a look behind the curtain with just the strange objects that are part of the rituals that they used to put on to sort of, you know, initiate people. It wasn't a super heavy hazing situation, but it's definitely an initiation situation where you would have, you know, whatever town you happen to be in, it's just like a level of an organization. There'd be, you know, incoming members, then secretaries, then treasurers, then vice presidents, then presidents, and, you know, grand poobahs, for lack of a better thing to say. But, you know, and you'd have to go through all sorts of, you know, strange things you weren't expecting, like, you know, what the title of the auction, Belonging, means, you know, trying to like join a group, because you know, years ago there wasn't the internet, so it was hard to match up with people. But and then the secrets are a little, you know, sort of as we go, maybe that will materialize. But the goat is something that they would place you on and blindfold you, and this goat had wheels, and they'd run you through the lodge, and you'd be blindfolded, you know, sort of thinking you'd be, you know, riding on a real goat. There's the goat, and you can see the wheels are actually crooked, and they'd be screaming, and, you know, it'd probably be an old oak floor, and you didn't know what you were seeing, and then you'd reach down to the horns, and they'd feel somewhat real, and there'd be real fur on the body of the animal.
Caitlin's, the look on Caitlin's face.
That's just one strange thing, you know, and I do have a bunch of objects right next to me. If you want to see those,
Yeah, Can
if you want a
you
little
adjust
bit
your
more.
camera and give us a little look at that?
Yeah, Caitlin mentioned the skull and crossbones. And so this is a great, maybe this was like, in
Wow.
somebody's office or behind or on the side of like some stage where they would present not so much plays, but like ceremonies, basically.
Right.
So this is a great thing. And then, this is an example. Here's a photo of a lodge person, and they would often come wearing their suits and wingtips and whatnot, depending on the town, or farmer's clothes, whatever. But you can see he's got an apron on, and then that's probably the main thing he's got on, and that sort of like indicated what degree of the group he was in, whether he was a lower person or a higher person. And then, here's a catalog. There's a whole catalog from Dumoulin, which is in Greenville, Illinois, and you could order these things from this catalog all across the United States. It was like sort of the Sears catalog of ritual objects. And, again, Oddfellows and Masons were probably the main big ones. But like, again, Knights of Pythias and many others were very popular. And pages and pages, tons of writing, and like that goat you could buy for $12.50 in like 1870. So
Man. All right,
hilarious.
Aaron, so Thursday is the auction. How did all of this stuff become available? How was this auction made possible? Is it a single donor that just had all this stuff?
Yeah, so the main group of people that brought this to us, we've been working with them for years, and I've known them for years. It is from Webb Gallery. It's Julie and Bruce Webb. Bruce Webb wrote a book with Lynn Adele called, and I've got it right here, As Above, So Below. And David Byrne of the Talking Heads did the foreword, which is just kind of interesting. He's interested in this kind of like unusual, strange, almost like some of it's a little bit like outsider art, if you think about it, just because it's a little bit of the other. And so they've been collecting this kind of material for decades, and I think at some point or another we all have to downsize, even art dealers. And so they approached us, and we were excited to have like this little bit of a new genre for a full auction.
Man,
all right.
Wait, we have like just a couple of seconds. What is that there? A lung tester?
That is the lung tester. I'll try to say it very quickly. You'd go like part of the initiation. You'd go, test how strong your lungs were, and then you'd blow into it, and then there'd be a little hole. There'd be a dial, indicating how far you could, how strong your breath was. But at the same time you were blowing, like cornstarch would be blown in your face.
Oh,
and then
gosh.
everybody would have a laugh.
This is fascinating.
At your expense is the idea.
Whoa.
So.
Fun and games, all fun and games.
Wow. All right, Aaron Packer, I hope it's a huge success on Thursday, sir. Thank you for the peek behind the curtain here.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
We have a reception tomorrow night from 6 to 8 p.m. And Lisa Stone, a well-known art historian, is going to speak at 7 about her 20 favorite objects in the auction.
Oh.
And we'd love to see everybody at 5001 West Belmont. And PotterAuctions.com is where to see all this material.
You
There
can
you
come
go.
in person or watch
Load up
a bit
for
online.
decorations or something for the man cave.
Perfect
history,
time of year for it. All right.
At
Agreed.
auction. Aaron, thanks so much, sir.
All right, we'll see you.
All right, sounds good. We are coming up